I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you a very important true or false question based on functions of functions. Take it as a test question. Now, is the following statement true or false? If f of x equals to x squared and g of x equals to square root of x, then f of g equals to g of f, and explain your answer. Now, as you can see here, the domain of g of x and f of x is different, and therefore we expect them to be different, right? So f of g may not be equal to g of f. Now let's find it out. So from the given conditions, let's find what is f of g. That means f of square root of x, right? That is what f of g is. Now f is defined as x squared, so we can write this as square root of x whole square, right? So this is one part. I'll further solve it later, but I like you to solve after this. Okay, now here let's look into g of f. G of f means g of x squared. Now the function g of x is square root of x, so it will be equal to square root of x squared. So that is g of f. Now, are these two things same or not? That is what you have to decide. What is square root of x square equals to, and what is x square square root equals to, right? Now, in these two cases, you could see here the value of x belongs to all real numbers. However, in this case, the value of x should be greater than equal to 0. So that is a restriction when we are doing f of g. So definitely this is false. Correct? This is not true. Now let's go further and find out what these values are really equal to, right? Now in this particular case, x is greater than or equal to 0, so square root of x squared is actually equal to x, right? So if you sketch on a graph, what you get here is a straight line, but from 0 onwards, where x is greater than equal to 0. Do you understand? This is what f of g is. This is what f of g is. Now, let's try to figure out what is g of f. I'd like you to pause the video at this time and sketch it. Now, since you see that x is all real numbers, so we'll have to have positive values on both the sides. It is going to be equal to absolute value of x. So this graph will be like this. Do you see the difference, right? So what you notice here is that they are not equal. So what we see here is that f of g is not equal to g of f. And g of f is basically absolute value of x. However, f of g is equal to x where x is greater than equal to 0 as shown here, right? So I hope that helps you to understand the whole concept. So I've tried to show you with the help of a graph and also algebraically what these functions represent, right? So this is y equals to absolute value of x, which is g of f. Now feel free to write your comments and share your views. If you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.